to lead West Virginia State with 19 points. Hassan Belkadar with 13 to join them in double figures as State played a little bit of a slower game than they're used to, in large part due to the style of Bluefield State, but a 65-60 win for winner of the week prior to that. So you've got Jigo, number one in the nation in rebounding, 13.6 points, 15.1 rebounds per game. Craig Gilbert is this team's leading scorer at 18 points per game, 6 rebounds, and at 6'8", has knocked down 13 three-pointers at a 52% rate in the first 5 games for the Concord Mountain Lions. And he also blocks close to 2 shots per game, was one of the better shot blockers in the MEC last year, started for this team as a true freshman, and has burst onto the scene for this Mountain Lions team. Also going to see a lot of Anthony Hanna and Josiah Rickards in this game, both averaging double figures. It's really the 4 guys at the top for Concord that you have to worry about for West Virginia State. Gilbert and Jigo in the front court. Anthony Hanna on the wing, a junior college transfer, averages 11 points per game. Same for Josiah Rickards, the sophomore who came on really strong at the end of last season. He was named to the Mountain East Conference All-Tournament team after averaging 21 points per game in the conference tournament. Averaged 9 a year ago as a true freshman, up to 11 this season for Concord. On the other side, West Virginia State has seen a couple of rough outings for Ishmael Smith, the leading scorer the last 2 times, was held to single digits for the first time and lost to Wingate, then held to just 2 points back on Saturday against Bluefield State. But he still averages 17 points per game, can go off at any given moment. A couple of other guys in double figures now with Trey Harris and Hassan Belkadar both clearing that 10-point plateau so far this season for West Virginia State. Brian Poor's team looking for an explosive offensive performance, but also looking to tighten things up a bit on defense. West Virginia State allowing 87 points per game. That's second to last in the Mountain East Conference, and part of that obviously has to do with the pace of play for the Yellow Jackets. Want to get up and down, want to have a bunch of possessions, and when you have a bunch of possessions, you have a bunch of points, but at the same time, you need to get stops as well. We're almost ready for tip-off here inside the Walker Convocation Center. West Virginia State and Concord opening up the home conference schedule for the Yellow Jackets tonight. Tip-offs after this on 107.3 The Beat. Let's go 2 minutes here, please. Thanks. Thirteen threes made in 5 games for the 6'8" forward. And in the middle, Boubacar Jigo, 6'8", 237, a junior from Cleveland, Ohio, the nation's leading rebounder at 13.6 points and 15.1 rebounds per game. He anchors things and is the reigning Mountain East Conference Player of the Week. On the other side for West Virginia State, it's the same starting lineup we've seen in game number 1 through 6 for Brian Poor that starts in game 7. Andrew Shull handles the point, the 6-foot graduate student at 195 pounds out of Milton, West Virginia, a transfer from West Liberty, coming off of his best offensive game of the season with 19 points back on Saturday against Bluefield State. Ishmael Smith joins him in the backcourt, 6'4", a 185-pound junior from Riverdale, Maryland, 17 points per game, 4 rebounds, 3 assists for the transfer from Monroe Community College. On the wings, Hassan Belkadar, 6'9", 185-pound junior from Poissy, France, 10 points per game, and leads this team in rebounding, 7.3 caroms per game for the junior. He's joined by Trey Harris, 6'7", 205, a junior from Houston, Texas. Also his best offensive performance of the season with 19 points on Saturday against Bluefield State. He's at 10.5 points and 4 rebounds per game for West Virginia State, also shooting the 3 at a 43% rate. In the middle, Améric Toussaint, 6'10", 226, a senior from Saint-Denis Réunion, 9.5 points per game, 6 rebounds per contest for AT, having the best season of his college career so far after playing 2 years at Marshall University. We're ready for basketball here inside the Walker Convocation Center. Road Blacks for Concord, the name of the university in block lettering across the chest in white, trimmed in gray, white numerals with gray trim, and white and gray checkers down the side of the jersey and the shorts. Home whites for West Virginia State, the jacket stinger logo on the chest, gold numerals trimmed in black, and gold trim down the sides of the jersey and the shorts. The opening tip-off is tapped out of bounds by West Virginia State's Toussaint, and it will be Concord basketball attacking from left to right here to open the game. 3 seconds off the clock, and it will be Rickards to inbound to Lambert and set the offense. He brings it between the circles. A couple of West Virginia natives matching up at the top of the key with Lambert and Shull. Right side it goes to Rickards, gets a screen from Gilbert around to the head of the key for Gigo. Left side now for Hanna, who attacks into the lane, lost the handle, a whistle and a foul called against West Virginia State as Hanna took it into the lane. Harris called for the reach in, got him on the arm, and it'll send Anthony Hanna to the free throw line. 76% shooter, native of the Bahamas. 2 years at Motlow State Community College, really filled it up, particularly as a sophomore. Nearly 19 points per game and shot 38% from three. He makes the first free throw. Has struggled from the three-point line to start the season for Concord, but proved he could do it a year ago. Second free throw up and in, and now Concord will pick up some full-court pressure. Belkadar inbounds to Shull. It's a soft man-to-man, and they'll retreat out of the backcourt as Shull walks it across the halfway line. 30 seconds gone, Concord ahead 2-0. To Toussaint, top of the key. Dribbling right side, hands off to Shull. The shot fake, one dribble on Lambert. Tries the three, it rattles home. Andrew Shull picks up where he left off Saturday. Knocked down 4 3-pointers against Bluefield State. He's got the first three for West Virginia State. Rickards to the top of the key, left of the circle. For Lambert, back to Rickards, right wing Gilbert driving on Harris. He's cut off by Toussaint, back out to Gigo. Around to the head of the key for Anthony Hanna, driving on Belkadar, couldn't finish it on the left side. Offensive rebound, Gigo out to Rickards. Extra pass, top of the key for Lambert, penetrates right side. Missed off the back of the rim, rebounded by Toussaint. West Virginia State wants to run, but Rickards is there to stop Shull. He throws it up left side to Smith. Crossover in the lane, bumps into Lambert, a whistle. A foul on the floor as Smith put up a runner in the lane. They call the foul before the shot, and it'll be West Virginia State basketball out of bounds. 18:47 to go in this opening half. 3-2 is the West Virginia State lead after the Andrew Shull three-pointer. Smith to inbound, left side baseline. Looking inside, now lobs it into the corner. On the left for Harris, swung high to Shull, and around to the right side for Belkadar. He sizes up Hanna, attacks right of the lane, backing in on his defender now. Gives it up for Smith, driving with the left hand on Gilbert. Steps across his defender, high off the window, won't go. Offensive rebound tipped away from Harris. Saved in bounds by Rickards. Back comes Lambert across midcourt for Concord. Works it down, foul line extended to the right side. Crosses over to his left hand, bounces it to the top of the key for Craig Gilbert. Dribbles into a handoff with Lambert. He attacks to the free throw line. His pass is deflected. Belkadar tipped it. It's stolen by Toussaint. Long pass up left side. Here's Harris. One-on-one with Gilbert. Down to the baseline. Hangs, has his shot blocked. Out of bounds to stay with West Virginia State. Harris exposed a little too much of the basketball to Craig Gilbert, who's a plenty capable shot blocker. He was number 2 in the MEC in blocks per game last year and has picked that up in his sophomore season. Smith needs to get the ball inbounds. Whips a pass towards the corner, a whistle, and it was deflected by Lambert. It'll stay with West Virginia State. A little bit of a smirk there from the Concord point guard, trying to sell that it was out of bounds off of Shull, or even missed him entirely. But it is West Virginia State ball. 2 minutes gone with Ishmael Smith yo-yoing it left of the circle. Guarded by Gilbert. Gets a Toussaint screen. Lobs it for the big man who hammers it with both hands. Alley-oop to Amerik Toussaint makes it 5-2. Gigo straight away. Right side Rickards. One dribble. Takes the open three. Off back iron. Belkadar clears the rebound for West Virginia State. Pushes across midcourt. Doesn't have the numbers. He'll settle the pace. Work it to the top of the key. Fires a step-back three over Rickards. Off the back of the rim, rebounded by Gigo. Concord the other way. Up to Rickards' left side. Nobody picked him up in transition. Splits 2 defenders. Dumps it for Gilbert, who lays it in. Just dropped it off for the big man, who had an easy look for 2. 17:20 to go here in the first half. West Virginia State leads 5-4. Smith spinning down to the left baseline. Picks it up out high for Toussaint. One hands a pass onto the right wing for Shull. Across to Smith, left side, goes between his legs, driving on Gilbert. Stops on a dime, lost his footing, he traveled. Tried to jump stop down on the right block, and his feet slipped out from underneath it. 17:09 to play. Concord can retake the lead, trailing 5-4 here in the early going. Lambert to the top of the key, gives it up for Rickards. Gets a screen working right from Gigo. Got the switch onto Toussaint. They've got Gigo inside on Smith. Instead, they work it left wing to Gilbert, who fires the three, and Craig Gilbert swished it. 14th three-pointer of the season for 6'8" Craig Gilbert. Makes it 7-5, Concord ahead of West Virginia State. Shull directing traffic out high for the Yellow Jackets. Lobs it to Toussaint between the circles. He attacks with the left hand, a whistle and a foul, as Lambert was trying to rotate through to pick up Shull, who had cut to the backside, and he ran into Toussaint in the process and has already picked up his second personal foul. That's going to bring Kamani Wirtz into the game for Concord. He'll take over at the point guarding Shull as it comes into Toussaint, top of the key. Right wing Smith, one dribble. Gilbert went under the screen, and Smith hits the three. Ishmael Smith will rarely take the three-pointer, but when you leave him wide open, he's capable of doing that. His third triple of the season. Gigo, right wing into a handoff with Rickards. Gives it up left side for Gilbert. Rips through on Harris, lost the handle. Picks it up, nearly threw it away. Instead, it comes to Wirtz. He attacks on Belkadar into the left side corner. It goes to Rickards, back to Wirtz. Jab step working with his right hand, tries to dish it inside for Gigo. It falls to him, and he scoops it in over Belkadar. Tough finish inside for Boubacar Gigo, coming off a 24-point, 20-rebound performance against Virginia Union. Smith works it top of the key to Harris. And he's going to get called for the double dribble. He mishandled the pass, bounced it a couple times, picked it up, then tried to dribble again off a screen from Toussaint. Concord will make another change. Micah Young checks into the game. Freshman from Westerville, Ohio, has been their top scorer off the bench so far this season. It's Gilbert attacking right of the lane on Harris, posts him up down on the block, lost the handle off his leg, out of bounds. West Virginia State basketball. So an early look here for Kamani Wirtz at the point for Concord off the bench. This is his first appearance of the season. Junior from Charlotte. In for Lambert, who picked up two quick fouls. He's screened by Toussaint. Shull, two dribbles into an open straightaway three swish. Second three-pointer of the game for Andrew Shull. Puts West Virginia State back ahead 11-9. Wirtz gets a Boubacar Gigo screen. He's double-teamed down on the wing by Toussaint and Shull. He's got nowhere to go. He throws it off Toussaint, out of bounds. So Wirtz, the transfer from Belmont Abbey, getting a little bit of a trial by fire here to start in his first appearance of the season for Concord. North Carolina native, played for Belmont Abbey in his home state, was a starter last year, averaged 15 points per game, but did not appear in the first 5 games of the season so far for Concord. He gets a screen out high from Gigo, shovels it right side to Hanna. Now into the corner for Gilbert. 10 on the shot clock, back to Wirtz. One dribble off the screen, takes a 25-footer and swished it. You see why Kamani Wirtz was so capable of putting the ball in the basket at his previous stop, and that's his first bucket of the season. Concord leads West Virginia State 12-11 as we go to our first time out on the floor. 14:46 to play in the opening half. It's a one-point game. This is Yellow Jacket basketball on 107.3 The Beat.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has been rooted in your community and the state of West Virginia. A steady part of your family and your business. We're here for you with health services designed to manage and improve your well-being. The health plan is powered by a team of dedicated healthcare professionals and trusted local partners. Because your health deserves more than just coverage. It deserves commitment. The health plan. Here for you.
And with a 1-point game at the first timeout, the Yellow Jackets and the Mountain Lions are still feeling one another out. Kamani Wirtz with the shot that's made the difference so far for Concord. The transfer from Belmont Abbey making his first appearance of the season. Did not play in the first 6 contests, make it 5 for Concord head coach Todd May, but he's made an impact quickly with a deep 3 late in the shot clock. That's staked Concord to this 1-point lead before the timeout. It's Yellow Jacket basketball, and Concord's going to pick up here with its full court pressure. Starters still in the game for West Virginia State. Kamani Wirtz and Micah Young into the game off the bench for Concord. 6'8" Craig Gilbert draws the defensive assignment of 6'4" Ishmael Smith for West Virginia State. He works at left side, now back out high for Andrew Shull. Shull picked up his dribble, needs to find a teammate, swings it around left wing this time for Smith, who calls for a screen from Amarick Toussaint. He attacks with the left, picks it up, back out between the circles to Hassan Belkadar. 8 on the shot clock for West Virginia State. He loses Young with a crossover, takes it in right of the lane, ball poked free, out of bounds. It'll stay with West Virginia State. Good help defense there from Anthony Hanna to knock that ball out of bounds. And with 4 seconds on the shot clock, West Virginia State will have to get something up quickly. Smith will throw it in baseline right. 5 counts on. West Virginia State's got to get going. Into the corner for Shull. 1 dribble. Takes a long 2. He hit it. Andrew Shull on fire to start the game. He's got 8 of West Virginia State's 13. And the Jackets are back ahead with 14 minutes to go in the half. Wirtz working left off a screen from Gigo. One hands it right side to Gilbert. Attacking on Harris. He's cut off. It's back out high for Gigo. He'll try the 3 over Toussaint and hit it. Boubacar Gigo not afraid to take the 3. He's knocked down 4 now this season. Shooting just under 30% from distance. Concord ahead 15-13. Ball bounced to Toussaint at the top of the key. Works to his right, hands it off for Belkadar. Shot fake on Hanna, now jab steps, works down to his right, turns his back, fires a fall-away jumper off the back of the rim. Rebound tipped by Gigo, a whistle and a foul. He had boxed out Toussaint, who pushed off to try to grab that board. And that's going to lead to substitutions, 1 for each team. Josiah Rickards back into the game, and Brian Poors now made me a liar because he's going to send 2 new white jerseys into the game. Toussaint out replaced by Jalen Subject, and Smith will check out with Cameron Wilkes back into the game. 15-13, the Concord lead. Nobody's led by more than 3 in this game so far with 13.5 minutes to go until halftime. Wirtz works it to the right wing for Concord. We'll get a whistle and a foul underneath. It's going to go against Subject for holding Gigo as he tried to cut across the lane. First foul against Jalen Subject, who's had to play that small ball 5 a good bit for West Virginia State. No Tyree Davis for the Yellow Jackets tonight for the 2nd straight game. Wirtz straight away, switched on to Harris, has to pull it back out. 12 on the shot clock. Kloss crosses over left hand, gives it up to Rickards. They've got Gilbert inside, posted on Wilkes. Double team comes from Belkadar. Back to Rickards, shoved off for Gigo on the right side. Steps through 2 defenders and scores. Subject may have jammed his thumb trying to defend there as West Virginia State comes back with Belkadar into the lane. Runner over Gilbert. Wouldn't go off the backboard. Rebounded by Rickards, who's double teamed to the backcourt. He picked up his dribble. It's deflected away by Harris, and now a foul called on Belkadar, reaching in as that ball came free. That'll be the 4th team foul against West Virginia State. And the first against Belkadar. Another change coming for Concord as Gilbert comes out for the first time and Xavier McCall checks in, a transfer from Arkansas Tech. 12:45 to play here in the opening half. Concord leads West Virginia State 17-13. Wirtz bounces it high post to McCall. Lobs it over to Wirtz, who attacks down the left side. Across the baseline, whips a pass into the corner for Young. Around Belkadar, scoops it at the rim, couldn't finger roll it in. Offensive rebound, make a defensive rebound for Subject. Outlet it up the floor to Wilkes. Back to Subject between the circles. He attacks on Hanna down to the right elbow. Throws it on a backdoor cut for Harris. It's off his fingertips and out of play. Eldon Terry has checked into the game for Concord. Transfer from Quincy College, replacing Gigo in the lineup. Really impressive shot blocker at the junior college level, but has played sparingly to start the year for Concord. It's Young with it on the left wing, out high for Wirtz. And we'll get an offensive foul underneath that'll go against Concord. Terry hooked Subject as he tried to work around on the inside. And it'll go back the other way with State. 12:08 to play here in the first half. Concord leads West Virginia State by 4. It's the largest lead of the game for either team. West Virginia State in a little bit of a rut right now. Scoreless in the last 2 minutes and 9 seconds. And now we've got a stoppage to wipe something off the basketball. They've gone to the West Virginia State training staff. And now that we've got the ball sanitized, we're ready to play again. Full court pressure here from Concord. West Virginia State with both of its point guards on the floor in Wilkes and Shull. It comes into Wilkes, who works it up against Micah Young. He spins across midcourt with a couple seconds to spare. Now under 12 minutes left in the half. He bounces it to the top of the key for Shull. Off to the left side for Harris. He goes on the attack. Switched on to Wirtz. Swings it right wing to Wilkes. Subject posted inside under McCall. Works in with the left hand. Takes it across the lane. He's fouled. Puts it up, but won't get the three-point play. That one just rimmed out. And Jalen Subject is going to go to the free throw line with a chance at 2. 11:45 to play here in the opening half. Subject a big game in the loss against Fairmont State. Not so much on Saturday against Bluefield State. He nearly got that one to go. But instead, he'll settle for a couple free throws and makes the first. Subject an 82% free throw shooter. 8 points, 5 rebounds per game. Well-traveled. Lamar State Community College, Port Arthur. His last stop. Second free throw good. Back to a 2-point game. Wirtz handles the point here for Concord. Again, their starter Lambert picked up 2 quick fouls, but Wirtz has been strong off the bench. Rickards gets a screen out high, drives to the elbow, left side, out high for Young again. He backs in against Shull, back to Rickards, onto the left wing. It goes for Wirtz, driving with the right hand on Wilkes. Got around him, but the shot's blocked. Wilkes took it off the glass. Rebound, Belkadar pushes in transition. In on Rickards, had it poked loose from behind by Terry, and McCall has it for Concord. Given up for Young to bring it across midcourt. Nobody picked him up in transition. He takes it to the basket, unaccounted for, and scores. 4-point game, 19-15. Wilkes had it knocked out from behind as he tried to turn the corner on Young. It's taken by Terry, up to Rickards, who hangs in the air and lays it in over Shull. 4 straight for Concord. West Virginia State scoreless over the last 3 minutes. 10:45 ticking on this first half clock. Left wing to Harris. Shoves a pass between the circles to Wilkes. Right wing Belkadar. Shot fake on Terry. Back to Harris out high. Around left side to Subject. He drives on McCall. Puts his shoulder into the defender. Tries to dump it off for Harris, but it goes wide. Out of bounds back to Concord. Subs for both teams as Hannah returns for the visitors. Toussaint back in along with Norris Bourne for West Virginia State. Belkadar out along with Harris. 10:31 left in the game. West Virginia State trails Concord by 6. Make it 10:31 left in the half. 21-15 the score. The Mountain Lions ahead of the Yellow Jackets. Rickards brings it across the timeline and swings it right of the circle here for Wirtz. Gets a screen going to his left. Here comes the double team from Toussaint with Wilkes. He bounces it onto the wing for Hannah. Driving to the free throw line. Out to Terry in the corner. Back out high. Wirtz. Extra pass left wing to Rickards. Now into the corner for McCall, who takes the 3. It's an air ball tipped down by Toussaint. Controlled by Bourne for West Virginia State. Swung up the left side to Shull into the front court. He goes between his legs. Shimmy shake. Takes the 3. Swish. Andrew Shull's on fire. That's his 3rd three-pointer of the first half. He's got 11 for West Virginia State. A whistle and a timeout on the floor. 9:58 to go until halftime. West Virginia State within a possession of Concord. It's 21-18 with the Mountain Lions ahead of the Yellow Jackets. This is West Virginia State basketball on 107.3 The Beats.
Your whole health is more than what's on a chart in your doctor's office. That's why WellPoint has Medicaid plans that care for the whole you, with places that unlock potential. Care that speaks your language and comes to you on your terms. Medicaid from WellPoint. Your whole health is our whole point.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
Jigo has led the way for Concord. He's got 7 points and 3 rebounds coming off of the biggest performance of his career last Monday against Virginia Union. 24 points, 20 rebounds that helped make him the nation's leading rebounder. And Jigo had a big performance last year against West Virginia State as well. He set the Concord record for rebounds in a game with 22. So a couple of 20-board games for the junior from Cleveland. He starts out of this timeout on the bench, though. One change for Concord. John Gabbert has checked into the game, sophomore from Lewisburg, in place of Kamani Wirtz, who had been running the point with Cole Lambert on the bench with a couple of fouls. It is Gabbert running the show here in the half court for Todd May's team. He throws it left elbow to Craig Gilbert, who's checked back in. He drives to the right off a screen from Gabbert, switched onto the smaller Shull, and he threw an elbow to try to clear space. That's an offensive foul against Concord. It'll go back to West Virginia State. Gilbert, I don't think, meant anything malicious by it. It's just he's 6'8", and Andrew Shull's 6 foot. Brian Poore asking the officials why it wasn't called a flagrant foul, but it did appear unintentional. Just an 8-inch height difference between the two. Elbow came up, caught Shull high, and it is just going to stay a common foul. Conversation between couple of our referees before we could get things going again. Shull will inbound here against the full court man-to-man pressure. Gets it to Subject, who's picked up by Gilbert. He jogs it across midcourt. Hesitates as he comes over the stripe and will set things up out high. Gets a screen from Toussaint. Swung right wing to Bourne. Back left of the circle here for Wilkes. Toussaint comes to set the screen. Wilkes goes the other way. In and out move as he steps inside the three-point line. Lobs it back to Shull. Back out high, angle to the left. 9:20 to go. He gets a screen working left side from Toussaint. 2 dribbles, pulls up at the left elbow. That's his first miss. Clanks off the back of the rim, pulled in by Gilbert. Outlet Gabbert across midcourt. He's double teamed as he swings it to Jigo between the circles. Right side, Rickard. Stutter steps, now gives it back to Jigo and around to Gabbert on the wing. He's guarded by Toussaint, spins down left of the lane, picks up the dribble at the elbow, out high for Hanna. He splits 2 defenders, a reach and a foul called against West Virginia State's Cameron Wilkes as Hanna went by. Yellow Jackets got caught in the middle of a switch there, and nobody picked up Hanna. Wilkes, with a quick hand, tried to poke it free, but instead he's called for his first foul. That's team foul number 5 against West Virginia State. Baseline inbound on the right side here for John Gabbert. Gets it into the corner for Rickards. Drives with the left hand to Jigo straight away. Catch and shoot 3, air ball. Out of bounds, West Virginia State basketball. 5 fouls on each team here so far. Only foul trouble to speak of is Lambert with 2 for Concord. 3-point game, 21-18, the advantage for the visitors from Athens. Shull walks it over midcourt, sets the offense at the top of the key, gives it to Toussaint. Onto the right wing again for Shull, gets a Toussaint screen. 1 dribble inside the 3-point line, tries the long 2. It's no good off the right side of the rim. The rebound batted around, out of bounds to stay with West Virginia State. Last touch by Gilbert. Yellow Jackets will make a change, as will the Mountain Lions. Shull out, replaced by Ishmael Smith. Wirtz returns for Concord in place of Gabbert. It'll be Wilkes to throw it in, baseline left for West Virginia State. Nobody to find. He throws it out high to the left side for Smith. He'll bring it back between the circles on the dribble. Off to the right side, Bourne. Left side, Wilkes going to try a deep 3. He hit it, but they're going to wave it off with a foul called underneath first. Jigo was jockeying for position with Toussaint, and they're going to get Jigo for the foul. That'll be his first. Team foul number 6, so West Virginia State will be shooting on the next one. Wilkes will throw it in, finds Smith popping out to the left wing. Toussaint posted up inside, one-on-one on Gigo, spins to the baseline and reverses it in with the right hand. Protected the ball from the shot blocker using the rim, and West Virginia State's back within one. Swung into the right side corner for Rickards, back out high. It goes for Wirtz, around left wing for Hanna. Gets a screen from Gilbert. He's double-teamed. Dishes it off left corner. Gilbert catch and shoot three. Off the back of the rim. Rickards tips the rebound. He was hit as he went up. Couldn't get it to fall, but he'll shoot 2 free throws. Josiah Rickards, the sophomore from Chesapeake, Virginia, double-figure scorer for this team. Todd May plays his starters a lot. 3 guys on this team averaging better than 30 minutes per game, including Rickards, who's at the line now. He's a 68% free throw shooter, and he makes the first. Gigo playing 31.2 minutes, and Gilbert, the Iron Man of this team, 33.2 minutes per game. And as productive as he is, you can see why. Going to get a substitution here for Rickards if he makes the second shot. And he does, so that's going to send him to the bench. Micah Young back in for Concord. For West Virginia State, it's Wilkes, Bourne, Smith, Subject, Toussaint. And for Concord, it's Young, Gilbert, Wirtz, Gigo, and Hanna. Smith walks it up against Gilbert, left hand, crosses over to his right, working down the right side, takes it into the lane. Teardrop won't go off the backboard. Rebound Gigo for Concord. Outlet, right side to Wirtz, quickly across midcourt, met by Wilkes at the top of the key. Crosses over to his left hand, steps back behind the arc, kicks it out left wing for Hanna. Driving into the free throw line, backs in on Smith, turns the corner on him, down to the right block. Couldn't finish over Toussaint. Big man grabbed the rebound. Gigo came over his back. We're headed the other way with West Virginia State, and Boubacar Gigo has picked up his second personal. 7:39 to go until halftime. West Virginia State trails Concord by 3, but the nation's leading rebounder is headed to the bench with his second foul, and Amaric Toussaint will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. It's been a bit of a struggle for him at the line so far this season, just 45%, but a lot of those misses have come since he suffered a hand injury against Lenore Rhine. First shot is good. Was shooting in the high 60s before that injury. Really struggled in the game against Wingate when he was playing with that hand taped. A little bit better against Fairmont, a little bit better than that against Bluefield State. And he goes 2 for 2 here to put West Virginia State back within a point. And we've got a whistle and a check on the clock. Everything looks straightened out now. 7:39 to play here in the first half. West Virginia State back within a point. Amaric Toussaint in the books with 6 points and 3 rebounds. He's got a big matchup tonight against Gigo, and those two have effectively canceled each other out so far, but Gigo's now on the bench with 2 fouls. His replacement's Eldon Terry, who sends it left wing to Craig Gilbert. Back right of the circle for Kamani Wirtz. He drives, gets around. Wilkes couldn't finish it on the inside hand. Rebounded by Toussaint. Outletted to Wilkes across midcourt. State could take the lead here. A 1-point game with Wilkes. Off to the right side now for Smith. Gets a screen from Toussaint. Picked up his dribble. Out between the circles for Norris Bourne. He gets a Toussaint screen. Picks up his dribble at the left elbow. Shovels it into the high post for Smith. Backing in on Gilbert. Shot fake got him off his feet. Steps through and lays it in. Ishmael Smith with a tough bucket puts West Virginia State ahead. Back comes Young up the right side. Guarded by Bourne. Driving with the left hand. Stops in the lane. Kicks it out for Hanna. Open left wing 3. Got it. Anthony Hanna answers for Concord. Just his 3rd three-pointer of the season. But he's plenty capable from behind the arc. Smith back the other way into the lane on Gilbert. Couldn't finish over the shot blocker. Rebounded by Terry. Long pass up the right side for Young. He muffed it for a moment. Now throws it down low for Gilbert, who slams it with both hands. 5 straight points for Concord. 6.5 minutes to go until halftime. It's a 4-point ball game. Wilkes working the left hand. Hands it off for Bourne on that wing. Jab steps on Hanna. Now he's going to take a 24-footer. Swish! Norris Bourne sticks out 3 fingers. We're back within 1, 28-27. Wirtz negotiates the right wing against Wilkes. Skips it left side. It's reversed to Hanna. Working on Bourne. Back to Young straight away. Not much of a 3-point shooter out there. He gets a screen going to his right from Gilbert. Switched on to Subject. Attacks to the free throw line. Couldn't hit the 15-footer. Rebound tipped out of bounds to stay with Concord. 2 starters coming back in for West Virginia State. Shull and Harris checking in. Wilkes and Subject will get a breather. Rebound tipped out of bounds. Last touched by West Virginia State. It'll be Concord underneath with Wirtz to throw it in baseline right. Needed to tuck in his jersey before we could get started again. And Wirtz will lob it into the high post for Craig Gilbert. Faces up on Harris. Gives it off left side for Young. Back to Wirtz, who pops out on the right wing. Takes the three. It just rims out. Rebounded by Amarick Toussaint for West Virginia State. Jackets can take the lead back again. Off to Ishmael Smith, attacking. Gives it up left wing. Shull catch and shoot three. Off the front of the rim. Rebound. Micah Young down on the right block for Concord. 5:35 to go in the half. Young into the front court, gets a screen from Terry, whips a pass right side corner for Wirtz, guarded tightly by Bourne, who's going to get a foul called reaching in. Wirtz ripped through, brought the ball across his body, and then threw his head back as he went by. Bourne may have gotten him on the arm. That's his first foul, team foul number 7. And Kamani Wirtz is going to go to the free throw line. Again, his first appearance of the season for Concord. The Belmont Abbey transfer sends the first free throw up and sinks it. He was an 88% free throw shooter in 2 years at Belmont Abbey. Just 7 misses in 2 seasons, and he makes both here. 33 to 20, make it 30 to 27, excuse me. Concord ahead of West Virginia State with 5.5 minutes to go until halftime. Shull dribble jog across midcourt. Picks up his dribble, sends it to Toussaint, top of the key. He hands it off right wing to Smith, who rips through to the baseline. Picks up his dribble after one bounce, gives it high to Trey Harris, who cuts down the lane. Couldn't finish it. Offensive rebound, Toussaint, but a whistle and a foul first. They'll get Harris at the free throw line. He was hit on his way to the rim. That foul will go against Eldon Terry. He's called for his first, team foul number 8. Terry, a junior from Brockton, Massachusetts, played at the Division III junior college level a year ago for Quincy College. Spent 2 years there and was an incredibly productive shot blocker. First free throw good for Harris. Eldon Terry in 49 games at Quincy College blocked 4.4 shots per game. 10 points, 11 rebounds, 4.5 blocks over 2 seasons at the junior college level. Second free throw missed by Harris. It's a 2-point game. Concord back quickly up the right wing with Young, and he'll pull it back out high and give it up for Wirtz. Between the circles to Terry, left side for Gilbert, defended by Harris. One right-handed dribble, gives it to Young in the high post, attacking on Toussaint. It's erased off the glass. Young went up with the left hand. Toussaint responded quickly and batted it out of bounds. That'll take us to a timeout on the floor. 4:55 to play in the first half. Concord leads West Virginia State 30 to 28. This is Yellow Jacket basketball on 107.3 The Beat.
Your whole health is more than what's on a chart in your doctor's office. That's why WellPoint has Medicaid plans that care for the whole you, with places that unlock potential. Care that speaks your language and comes to you on your terms. Medicaid from WellPoint. Your whole health is our whole point.
They're not the biggest, but with over 100 locations across West Virginia, chances are there's a little general store near you. With brand name gas and food you know and trust, and an assortment of snacks and comforts that make you feel at home wherever you are. So as you make your way to family dinners and football games around the fire, wherever your destination, we'll get you home for the holidays.
Now things pretty even between these two teams in terms of scoring. Shull leads all scorers with 11. Amarick Toussaint with 6. Ishmael Smith with 5 for West Virginia State. 3 for Norris Bourne, 2 for Jalen Subject, 1 for Trey Harris. Concord led by its 2 top scorers, 7 points each for Craig Gilbert and Boubacar Gigo. Gigo, though, on the bench with 2 personals, as is their starting point guard, Cole Lambert. Kamani Wirtz and Anthony Hanna both have 5 for the Mountain Lions. Wirtz making his first appearance of the season after missing the first 6 games, and he's stepped up big at the point with Lambert on the bench so far for most of this first half. He gets the ball in the corner off the inbound from Craig Gilbert, drives into the left elbow, cut off by Harris. Back out between the circles to Young. Now left side for Wirtz. Working to his right off the screen from Gilbert. Stopped again by Harris, who reached in. He'll be called for the foul. Shot clock was down to a single second, and Harris bailed out Wirtz, who's going to get some free throws. Todd May is going to bring Gigo back into the game with 2 fouls. That's the second against Trey Harris for West Virginia State. Josiah Rickards is going to return as well. Jalen Subject, head to the scorer's table for West Virginia State, is going to get Harris. Again, shorter bench for West Virginia State tonight. Tyree Davis missing his second consecutive game. Didn't play against Bluefield State on Saturday. And again, he's in street clothes tonight. First shot in for Wirtz. And again, we've yet to see Che Evans as well, the transfer from Virginia Union, still waiting to make his Yellow Jacket debut. Second shot up and in for Wirtz. Makes it a 4-point game, 32-28. Subject inbounds to Smith. And again, Gilbert is going to pick him up the length of the floor. Smith dribbles into a handoff between the circles for Shull, who will set the offense. Down to 20 on the shot clock. He works with a left-hand dribble over onto the wing, picks it up, gives it to Smith, gets a screen going to his right from Toussaint, turns the corner on Hanna, puts his shoulder into the defender, and lays it in on the right side. Ishmael Smith with another tough bucket. He's got 7 for West Virginia State. It's 32-30. Wirtz off a Gilbert screen, double team, swings it back to the big man. Touch pass into the corner for Rickards. A shot fake on Subject. He'll bring it back out high. Guarded by Norris. Bourne into the corner looking for Hanna. It's off his fingertips, out of play. And West Virginia State will take over with a chance to tie or take the lead, trailing 32-30. And we're going to get a timeout called first. Brian Poore is going to take a 30-second timeout. It was a little bit of a confusing moment for everybody because Ishmael Smith seemed to be the only person on the floor that heard Brian Poore call timeout, and he just dropped the ball on the sideline to give it back to the official, and I don't even think the referee on this side of the floor realized that a timeout had been called. So Brian Poore going to take 30 seconds to draw something up here. West Virginia State with 4:02 to play in the opening half trails Concord 32-30. This has been a dogfight back and forth. Nobody's led by more than 6 points. That was Concord at 21-15. And neither team has gone on a run of more than 5 points. So a lot of balance, but Concord has led the majority of this first half. More than 11 minutes of the 16 we've played so far. Shull yo-yos it between his legs to get across midcourt, works it down, foul line extended left side, inside for Toussaint, goes over the left shoulder and drops in the hook shot over Gigo. Big man from Concord doesn't want to pick up his third foul, and West Virginia State takes advantage, an easy bucket for Toussaint. 3:40 to go, 32 all between West Virginia State and Concord here in the first half. Rickards working left of the circle, picks up the dribble, gives it foul line extended on that side to Young, finds a cutting Gigo down the baseline who couldn't handle the pass. Smith stole it from West Virginia State, quickly into the front court, right wing Bourne, shot fake on Gilbert, drives down the baseline, one hands a pass out to Shull, straight away now Subject at the top of the key. He fakes a pass to Shull and one hands it on the right wing to Smith. Gets a screen from Toussaint. Works back to the top of the key. Down onto the left block. Runner won't go. Subject tips the rebound. Couldn't get it to go off the rim. Pulled in by Craig Gilbert for Concord. Up the left side quickly comes Micah Young on the outlet. Got around Subject. Hangs in the air. Lays it in. Plus the foul. Subject got caught on Young's back. And he was able to make his way around the defender and hold himself in the air long enough to take the contact. Second foul called against Jalen Subject. And it will send Micah Young to the free throw line. He's attempted just 3 free throws this season, but has made all of them. Hassan Belkadar back to the scorer's table for the Yellow Jackets. Shot up for Young is good. Concord lead now to 3, 35-32. And Belkadar into the game. Really tough move for Young. Was able to get his hips through against Subject and keep the defender on his back while he put it off the glass. Full court pressure here from Wirtz, going to sag back a little bit more now as Shull brings it across midcourt with 3 minutes to play in the half. 35-32, the Concord lead. West Virginia State still a chance to tie it here with the ball from distance. Toussaint sets a screen out high for Smith, who crosses over to his left hand, gets another screen at the free throw line, pulls up from 15 and hits it straight away. Punishing screen there from Toussaint that took Wirtz out of the play to free up Ishmael Smith. He's got 9 for West Virginia State, which trails 35-34. Wirtz with it left side. Sizing up the screen from Gigo, working to his right, bumped by Toussaint, gives it back to Gilbert straight away, cut off by Shull, extra pass, left wing, Young for 3, missed it off the backboard, long rebound comes out to Wirtz, he'll try the triple, off the back iron, tipped by Belkadar, rebounded by Toussaint. Another chance to take the lead, up the floor quickly, right side it comes to Smith. He crosses over to his left hand and will slow things down, working it down right wing and handing it off for Andrew Shull. Shull looking inside towards Belkadar. Instead has a pass tipped out for Norris Bourne, who pulls it in, takes it down the lane on Gilbert, hangs in the air, couldn't finish, got his own rebound back. That one won't go either. Third chance won't fall. Rebound tip. Gigo has it for Concord. 3 bites at the apple for Norris Bourne. None of them would go. Nobody picked up Young in transition. Extra pass, right wing. Rickards for 3. A foul, and it's called on Belkadar. It didn't go for Rickards, but Belkadar bumped him on his way by. And Josiah Rickards is going to get 3 free throws. Second foul on Belkadar. So that's 3 on him. 2 on him. 2 on Wilkes. And 2 on Harris, as well as Subject. Ryan Poor's running out of guys. First free throw, good for Rickards. He can put Concord ahead by 4. Second shot on the way. That one's good as well. Rickards, an immediate impact guy last year for Todd May. Started half the games he played in. 14 out of the 28. About 9 points per game, 3 rebounds. And really turned it on with 2 huge games of the Mountain East Conference tournament, averaging 21 points per game. Gigo going to come out for the final minute 45, try to avoid that third foul. And Terry will come back in for Concord. Third shot for Rickards rims out, but Terry's got the rebound, puts it up and in over Toussaint. The lead up to 5 for Concord, 39-34. 95 seconds to play here in the half. Shull works it right of the circle, now to Toussaint at the head of the key. Fakes a handoff to Shull, now gives it up right wing to Belkadar. Toussaint sets him a screen. Belkadar working down to the right baseline. Hesitates, leaves his feet, gets the pass out high to Bourne. They've got Toussaint posted up on Terry. He turns to the right hand. Hook shot. It won't fall. Terry tips the rebound out to Young. Concord can take its largest lead of the game on this possession. Young double teamed out high, working off the screen from Gilbert. Swings it to the big man. Wide open look at 3 from the right wing, and he doesn't miss those. Craig Gilbert hits it from 3-point range. Concord leads by 8 with a minute to play in the half. And Gilbert's got 10 on 4 of 5 shooting. Shull picked up his dribble, swings it left wing to Belkadar. He jab steps down to the baseline, pulls up from 15 feet, throws the lob to Toussaint, who's knocked out of the air. Couldn't throw it down, and he's in some discomfort as his teammates come over to get him up. That foul is called against Terry. That's going to be his 3rd. So Todd May rolling the dice, keeping his starting center on the bench in favor of his backup at the 5, both of them with 2 fouls. And Terry's picked up his 3rd. Got into Toussaint's chest as he went up for the alley-oop. And now the big man's going to get 2 free throws. 2 for 2 at the line tonight. And flexing that left hand a little bit. Looked like he might have landed on his elbow, hit that funny bone. First free throw for Toussaint, missed off the right side. 46 seconds to go until halftime. Concord has the largest lead of the game, 42-34. Haven't had anybody ahead by double figures yet tonight. Second shot for Toussaint, left it short, rebounded by Young. Chance to push that lead past 10 now for the Mountain Lions, and Todd May is going to take that use it or lose it timeout. Here with 39 seconds to go until halftime. Craig Gilbert, leading scorer here for Concord tonight, has quietly put 10 points on the board, has knocked down a couple of three-pointers, a couple of buckets on the inside, but it's pretty quick to see why he's one of the better players in the Mountain East Conference. Plays with an intensity on both ends of the floor that's really impressive for this Concord team. He kind of is the engine of things for the Mountain Lions. On the other side, Andrew Shull has been quieted since scoring 11 points in the first 10 minutes. Has yet to score since that under 10 timeout. Ishmael Smith has bounced back well, though. He's got 9 points after being held to 2 back on Saturday against Bluefield State. 39 seconds here for Concord, 23 on the shot clock, so still a 16-second difference. To the top of the key comes Young to give it off left side for Wirtz. Back to Young, right of the circle. He's going to try a 25-foot three-pointer, and he's going to knock it down. 11-point lead for Concord. Micah Young, with just his third three-pointer of the season, hits it from way outside. Shot clock off for West Virginia State. Smith brings it into the center jump circle. Now works it over to the left side, just inside half court. 15 seconds left in the half. 35-34. Make it 45-34 is the Concord lead. Smith gets a screen out high from Tucson. Attacks on Gilbert. Stops in the lane. Shot fake. Got two defenders off their feet. A whistle and a foul as Smith was knocked to the ground. Be important to see who this foul goes on. It's against Gilbert. And it's going to be two free throws for Ishmael Smith. That is the second foul on Craig Gilbert. And now Boubacar Gigo is going to go to the scorer's table. Ishmael Smith will shoot two. 75% free throw shooter on the season. Has a little bit of a methodical process. Spins the ball in his hands a couple times. Takes it behind his back and makes the first. Gigo back in for Terry. Going to get him in for this final offensive possession. And Young is going to go over and have a quick word with Todd May. He'll be replaced in the lane by Wirtz. 4.5 seconds left until halftime. Smith at the line can make this a 9-point game. Goes through that process again, sends it to the rim and got it. 11 points here in the first half for Ishmael Smith. Wirtz will inbound it against full court pressure from West Virginia State. There's nobody open. He throws it left side to Young, guarded by Bourne. Breaks the halfway line. Ball poked free from behind. Toussaint tried to throw it up to Smith, who can't get a shot off before the half. And that will take us into the break with West Virginia State trailing Concord by 9. 45-36 is the score at halftime. The Mountain Lions leading the Yellow Jackets. We're back to recap the first half of action. After this, it's West Virginia State basketball on 107.3 The Beat.
They're not the biggest, but with over 100 locations across West Virginia, chances are there's a little general store near you. With brand name gas and food you know and trust, and an assortment of snacks and comforts that make you feel at home wherever you are. So as you make your way to family dinners and football games around the fire, wherever your destination, we'll get you home for the holidays.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have. No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Your whole health is more than what's on a chart in your doctor's office. That's why WellPoint has Medicaid plans that care for the whole you, with places that unlock potential. Care that speaks your language and comes to you on your terms. Medicaid from WellPoint. Your whole health is our whole point.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do, a Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
Though 5 of 7 from three-point range, 41% from the field. Concord at 46% from the field and 42% from three. Of these teams lighting it up from distance. And you look at the rebounding margin, it's just about even. 18 rebounds for Concord to 17 for West Virginia State. Both teams hitting the offensive glass as well. 6 offensive boards for Concord and 7 for West Virginia State. Both teams getting it done in the paint. 16 inside the lane for Concord, 12 for West Virginia State. Concord has thrived on the fast break throw. They've really taken West Virginia State at their own game. 13 fast break points for Concord to West Virginia State's 2. The Yellow Jackets have had to do a lot of it in the half court so far in this game. But it is a 9-point game at halftime. Concord ahead of West Virginia State 45-36. We're back with more halftime coverage after this. It's Yellow Jacket basketball on 107.3 The Beat.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
West Virginia State and Concord locked in conference action tonight. The Yellow Jackets and the Mountain Lions battling it out in the home conference opener for West Virginia State. 0-1 in the league after losing last week against Fairmont State. Concord with its first conference game of the season tonight here inside the Walker Convocation Center. A 9-point lead at the break for the Mountain Lions, 45-36. Women's basketball action earlier tonight between West Virginia State and Concord went the way of the Mountain Lions. An 80-74 win for Tesla, Southcott, and Concord. West Virginia State trailed by as much as 16 in that game in the third quarter, but the Yellow Jackets stormed back a late third quarter run of 17-2. Gave West Virginia State a brief 1-point lead. Yellow Jackets trailed by 1 point at the end of the third quarter. Came back to take the lead a couple of times in the fourth, but Concord finished that game strong, outscoring West Virginia State by 5 points in the fourth to win 80-74. Lillian Jackson, another strong performance for West Virginia State. 24 points to go with 9 rebounds. She was also 6 of 6 at the free throw line, which means Lillian Jackson now in 7 games for West Virginia State has made 18 consecutive free throws to start the season. Amani Hickman had 12 points and 8 rebounds for West Virginia State. Ajane Young also got into double figures with 10. On the other side, Concord, led by Abby Smith, 22 points and 14 rebounds. Her 63rd career double-double for Concord and her 5th 20-point double-double of the season for the Mountain Lions. Kenya Stubbs added 17, 15 for Olivia Zolkowski to sink West Virginia State's women tonight. The Yellow Jackets now 2-4 through 6 games. Concord moves to 4-3 under head coach Tesla Southcott. The West Virginia State men's basketball team looking to make this a split tonight in Mountain East Conference play, but they trail Concord 45-36 here at the half. We're closing in on the start of the second half, and we've got news and sports headlines from around the state and across the country coming up after this. It's Yellow Jacket basketball on 107.3 The Beat.
They're not the biggest, but with over 100 locations across West Virginia, chances are there's a little general store near you. With brand name gas and food you know and trust, and an assortment of snacks and comforts that make you feel at home wherever you are. So as you make your way to family dinners and football games around the fire, wherever your destination, we'll get you home for the holidays.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Your whole health is more than what's on a chart in your doctor's office. That's why WellPoint has Medicaid plans that care for the whole you, with places that unlock potential. Care that speaks your language and comes to you on your terms. Medicaid from WellPoint. Your whole health is our whole point.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
Basketball action. I'm Daniel Woods. You're listening to 107.3 The Beat, your home for West Virginia State basketball all season long. Let's take a look around the Mountain East Conference scoreboard before we get the second half started. The team that knocked off West Virginia State last Tuesday in the conference opener in Fairmont State, the 10th ranked team in the nation, is in a dogfight at halftime, leading Davis and Elkins 40-37 on the road at the Rockefeller Center. This is opening night for most of the conference. Fairmont State and West Virginia State, of course, playing last week. West Liberty is playing out of conference tonight. Early in the second half, Frostburg State is at West Virginia Wesleyan, has an 8-point lead over the Bobcats, 58-50. 21 points already for Mitch Feinfrock of Frostburg State. A 20-point lead in the second half for Wheeling against Point Park, 62-45 actually is the advantage, as Point Park just knocked down a three-pointer. 62-45 is the lead for Wheeling. 2-point advantage at the half for Glenville State over on the other side of the river against the University of Charleston, 48-46. The Pioneers are up next for West Virginia State on Saturday, and then West Liberty playing out of conference, up 29 points at the half on Salem, 61-32. We're ready for second half basketball as West Virginia State trails Concord 45-36. It's Yellow Jacket ball attacking left to right to start the half. It's Trey Harris with it out on the right wing, penetrates to the free throw line, crosses over right hand, steps back from 17 feet, left the shot short, rebounded by Boubacar Gigo for Concord, and back come the visiting Mountain Lions. Quickly up the right side into the corner for Anthony Hanna, in against Hassan Belkadar, who knocked him to the ground, and Anthony Hanna will get a couple free throws as he was bumped on his way to the hoop. Third foul against Hassan Belkadar comes quickly here in the second half. Hanna just muscled him down the baseline, and he'll go to the line for two. Not the best half we've seen from Belkadar so far as a Yellow Jacket in the first. He was 0 for 3 from the field, picked up 2 fouls as Hanna misses the first free throw. Starters back on the floor for both teams here to open the second half. Second shot good for Hanna, makes it 46-36. 25 seconds gone here in the final 20 minutes. Andrew Shull trots it over midcourt for West Virginia State. He's met by Cole Lambert, who's back in after missing most of the first half with 2 fouls. Toussaint, pitch and catch back to Shull, who knocks down the three from straight away. Andrew Shull quickly out of the half with his third three-pointer, make it his fourth. He's got 14. Craig Gilbert with it for Concord. Sends a left-handed pass onto the wing left side for Rickards. Back onto the right wing for Gilbert. Backing in on Harris. Just powered his way to the rim and put it in. Craig Gilbert, so versatile out there at 6'8", has 12. 19 minutes to go. 9-point lead for Concord, 48-39. Ishmael Smith with a touch, brings it to the top of the key, lost his footing, tries to toss it out for Harris. It's deflected and stolen by Lambert. Smith tried to dive on top of it. Instead, it's Concord basketball. Lambert with it just inside midcourt to set the offense, can push the lead back to double digits. It's Rickards on the right wing. Into the corner now for Lambert, finds a cutting Gigo, who lobs it out left side for Hanna, driving around Harris, takes it to the rim and scoops it in over Toussaint. Tough finish for Anthony Hanna. Makes it an 11-point game, 50-39. Harris back the other way, spins to his right hand, down onto the wing, picks up the dribble, fires a wild pass towards Shull that's deflected and stolen. Up the floor to Gigo, down the lane, flushes it with 2 hands. And Brian Poore is going to take a timeout. Concord on a run to start the half. 7 of the first 10 points since halftime. It's 52-39, 18:06 to play. That'll take us to a timeout on the floor. We'll step away. It's Yellow Jacket basketball on 107.3 The Beats.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
Was a 9-point game at the half after really no team led by more than 6 until the final minute. But it's been Concord now seizing control. Brian Poor taking a timeout to try to stop the run. Again, 6 straight points for the Mountain Lions to extend the lead to its largest of the game at 13. West Virginia State basketball out of the timeout. Jalen Subject is checked into the game for Trey Harris. Concord sticks with its starters as Lambert's going to pick up the length of the floor on Andrew Shull. Not much in the way of pressure, and he'll jog across midcourt with it. Working down right of the circle, throws it between the circles to Hassan Belkadar. Dribbles and sends a pass left wing to Ishmael Smith out high for Jalen Subject. Back to Smith on the handoff. Subject sets him a screen. Smith goes the other way. Hop steps in the lane. Runner off the back of the rim, won't fall. Rebound Anthony Hanna for Concord. Up the left side, Lambert. Quick pass into the corner. Rickards, he drives the left baseline. Picked up the dribble 15 feet from the hoop. Back out to Lambert, who's got a switch on to Toussaint. Toussaint's come out here in the second half with his left thumb taped as Lambert drives into the lane. Skips a pass left corner to Hanna. Back to Rickards. Left wing, catch and shoot 3. Left it short. Rebound Toussaint for West Virginia State. Hands it off to Smith, who trots across midcourt, hands it off to Shull on the left side. He gets a switch on to Gilbert, shovels it right wing to Belkadar. Back behind the three-point line, now to Shull straight away. Jab step on Gilbert, onto the wing for Belkadar again. Down to 12 on the shot clock. Belkadar dribbles it back between the rings. Toussaint sets him a screen. Belkadar driving right of the lane, hangs in the air, couldn't kiss it off the glass. Rebound Gigo. Belkadar asking for a foul call. He's not going to get it. Lambert quickly up the floor. Directing traffic, gets it to Gigo straight away. Now back to Lambert between the circles. He steps behind the three-point line. Off to Rickards on the right wing, driving with the left hand. Stops in the lane to Lambert. Now into the corner left side for Hanna, who's bumped by Belkadar. He's picked up his 4th foul. 16:37 to go here in the second half. And Lokai Uth-Smith is going to get the call for West Virginia State. Brian Poor not happy with what he's seen to this point from Trey Harris. Hassan Belkadar now with 4 fouls. He goes to the freshman Uth-Smith off the bench. He's played about 6 minutes a game so far for West Virginia State. He guards Rickards at the top of the key. Swung left wing to Lambert, driving around Shull, who reached in and hand-checked him. And that'll be a foul on the floor against West Virginia State. Lambert had a clear lane to the hoop, but Shull reached across and got him on the arm. Inbound into the high post for Gilbert. Back to the top of the key, Rickards whipped inside onto the block right side for Gigo. Now into the corner for Hanna. Muscles his way in against Smith. Couldn't finish it. Got his own rebound and tipped it in. Lead up to 15 for Concord, 54-39. West Virginia State has not scored in nearly 3 minutes. Smith working the left side, backing in on Gilbert. Stops in the lane, spins, fall-away jumper, no good off the glass. Rebounded by Gigo, outlet left side Lambert. Nobody picks him up in transition. Straight down Broadway, left-hand layup is in. 56-39, a 17-point game. And just like that, it's starting to slip away, it feels. Shull backing into the lane, turnaround 15-footer, knocked it down. Andrew Shull doing his best to buoy West Virginia State. Has 16, the deficit is 15. 56-41, West Virginia State's dropped into its 3-2 zone. We've seen this as the change of pace defense a good bit this year. Ball goes on to the right wing for Hanna, who backs out into the corner, takes the 3. That won't go. Rickards skied for the rebound. Uth-Smith poked it out from behind, and it will go out of bounds to Concord underneath. Wirtz back in, along with Young for Concord. Kamani Wirtz making his first appearance of the season, the 6-foot-tall junior from Charlotte. A very important piece back in the first half with Lambert dealing with foul trouble. Going to hold up the starting to play here for Wirtz to tuck his jersey in. Now we're ready to go. He'll throw it in baseline right. Lobbed onto the elbow on that side for Gilbert. Bounced over to the left of the circle for Young. Back to Wirtz, popping out for an open right wing three. Left it short, rebound. Tipped away by Hannah. Saved inbounds by Uth Smith. It falls to Young. Finds a cutting Hannah underneath. Scores on the reverse layup. 58-41. Back comes Smith for West Virginia State. Coming up on 15 minutes to play. Throws a pass right side corner. Uth Smith catch and shoot three. Missed it long. Subject tips the rebound. It's knocked out of his hand. Toussaint's got it on the baseline. He throws it to Smith at the left elbow. Euro step in the lane. High off the glass. He drops it in. Ishmael Smith has 13. 15-point game. Back comes Young, turning the corner on Uth Smith. Swung into the right side corner for Wirtz. Cut off by Subject. Back out high for Young. Uth Smith steps out to meet him. Ball poked loose. It falls back into Young's hands, and a reach-in foul will be called against West Virginia State. And they're going to get Uth Smith for it, which will take us to a timeout on the floor. 15:40 to play in the second half. Concord has extended its lead to 15, 58-43. This is Yellow Jacket basketball on 107.3 The Beat.
Your whole health is more than what's on a chart in your doctor's office. That's why WellPoint has Medicaid plans that care for the whole you, with places that unlock potential. Care that speaks your language and comes to you on your terms. Medicaid from WellPoint. Your whole health is our whole point.
They're not the biggest, but with over 100 locations across West Virginia, chances are there's a little general store near you. With brand name gas and food you know and trust, and an assortment of snacks and comforts that make you feel at home wherever you are. So as you make your way to family dinners and football games around the fire, wherever your destination, we'll get you home for the holidays.
Coming off of the game Saturday against Bluefield State, you thought maybe that's a chance to get Andrew Shull going offensively. He had 19 in the victory against the Big Blue. Now with 16 tonight, and Smith really needed a bounce back. Held to 9 points last Tuesday against Fairmont State and 2 back on Saturday against Bluefield State. He got into double figures in the first half and is now up to 13 for the game. Those two out there on the floor with Jalen Subject, Amaric Toussaint, and Lokai Uth Smith for West Virginia State. Boubacar Gigo out there with Craig Gilbert, Kamani Wirtz, Anthony Hannah, and Micah Young for Concord. This is Hannah cutting the basket. Down to the left block. He's fouled on the inbounds pass from Wirtz, and it's going to be 2 free throws coming up for Anthony Hannah. The foul goes against Ishmael Smith. It's his first. And Hannah will go to the line. The junior from the Bahamas sinks the first. Now 4 for 5 at the line. Up to 13 points. He's really emerged in this game for Concord. Makes the second. Averages about 11 from that small forward spot. And now he's got 14 to lead the visitors. Smith lobbing into the high post here for Toussaint. Out left wing. Here's Shull and a quick trigger three. Missed everything. Rebound tipped by Uth Smith and taken in by Wirtz. Quick outlet left side goes to Young. He centers the ball at the top of the key. And now brings it over to the right side to set the offense. Gets a screen out high from Gilbert. Swings it left side corner. Here's Hannah down the baseline. Finishes over Smith for 2. Concord back to its biggest lead at 19, 62-43. 14 minutes to go. It's Smith working down to the left wing, directing traffic. Looks inside to Toussaint. He gets the ball left block, working on Gigo. 2 dribbles to the middle of the lane. Left it short off the front of the rim. Rebounded and taken the other way by Micah Young. Bounces a pass inside for Hannah. Kicked out right corner. Wirtz on a left-hand drive. Skips it left wing. Gilbert wide open 3. Got it. 65-43. Concord has seized control of this game since the half on a 19-4 run over the last 5 minutes. Craig Gilbert with his 3rd three-pointer of the game. He's got 16 on the season. And he's got 15 points in the game. Smith driving left side of the lane, works in against Gigo and lays it up over the big man for 2. 65-45. Now West Virginia State with some full court pressure. It's broken by Hannah. 3-on-2 the other way. Right side corner. Here's Micah Young for 3. Left it short. Offensive rebound, Gigo. Back out to Young. Hop step in the lane. Finds Hannah underneath. Reverse layup, an easy 2. Coming up on 13 minutes to play. It's thrown up right side to Toussaint, and a reach-in foul called against Gigo as Toussaint tried to Euro step through the lane. Gigo poked it free. They say he got him on the arm, and that'll be the third on him. 3 substitutions coming for Concord. Xavier McCall in along with Josiah Rickards and Eldon Terry, as Concord has really put its stamp on this game in the second half, outscoring West Virginia State 22-9. Bounce pass on the inbound to Toussaint. It was poked free by Terry out of bounds. Had a good look there on the backside for the big man, but it was knocked out of his hands as he tried to go up with it. Wilkes will check in. West Virginia State going to go small and bring him in for Toussaint. That'll slide Subject up to the center position where he'll deal with Terry. Inbound coming from Wilkes, right baseline. Into the corner it goes to Shull. He jab steps, now drives down the right baseline on his defender, Wirtz. Couldn't get it to go off the glass. Offensive rebound tipped in by Subject. 67-47. Inbound right side to Wirtz. Throws it out of the trap ahead to Rickards. And we'll get a timeout called by the official. Got an issue with the shot clock. And they'll reset it to 27 seconds. Inbound goes to Wirtz with 12:45 to play. He barks out the play call, slowing down things here for head coach Todd May. Throws it right wing for Young, gets a screen high from Terry working to his left. Crosses over right hand, driving down the right side of the paint. Puts it up and Terry tips it in. Two points there for Eldon Terry, 69-47. Subject, top of the key, had the three-pointer blocked. Terry knocked it out of the air, and as they chase the rebound, Terry's going to get called for a foul holding Subject off. That'll be the third on Terry. Initially had gone in the book that he had 3 in the first half. Now they're going to put 4 up on the board. And that is 4 on Eldon Terry, excuse me. So that's going to bring Gigo back into the game. And it's West Virginia State basketball with 12:18 to go. Inbound pass to the top of the key for Subject. One pass right wing. Wilkes an open 3. Off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Wirtz. Here comes Concord into the front court. Wirtz stops at the top of the key. Gives it left wing to Young. Back between the circles for Wirtz. They've got Gigo switched on to Smith. Had to pick him up in transition. Instead, Wirtz is going to attack right side of the lane. Tripped up by Subject. A whistle and a foul. They got their legs tangled. And they're going to give Wirtz 2 free throws. Initially looked like he was trying to pass that out into the corner, but the official says he was in the act of shooting. And now they're going to change it and make it a baseline inbound. Say the foul came on the pass. It's Wirtz to enter it baseline right. Finds Rickards open to the right side corner. Fires the 3. That won't go. Offensive rebound, McCall down on the left block. Shovels it middle of the lane to Rickards. Hangs in the air. Lefty finish. Puts it in. Shull quickly up the left side of the floor. It goes to Smith. Crossover into the lane. Blocking foul. He ran into Young. They get Micah Young for his first personal. Nice night for Micah Young tonight, the true freshman, with 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. Now, they do say that Smith was in the act of shooting, so he'll put 2 up. First shot for Smith on the way is good. Even as this one has started to tilt away from West Virginia State. It's been a welcome sight, certainly for the home fans, to see Smith get back to his scoring ways. Brian Poore getting animated over on the sideline, asking some questions to one of the officials as a long pass is thrown ahead to Gigo, who takes it down the lane. Knocked loose by Shull, a whistle and a foul as the big man went to the hoop. Shull with a look on his face like he thought he got it clean. Team foul number 7 against West Virginia State is going to put Boubacar Gigo at the free throw line. Just a 54% shooter at the stripe. First shot on the way is good, though. Puts him in double figures with 10. And he's 1 rebound away from another double-double. 10 points, 9 rebounds for the big man. Second shot up off the back of the rim. It's tipped down into the hands of Cameron Wilkes for West Virginia State. Quickly up the left side, gives it to Shull on the wing. Off for Smith. He drives to the free throw line, crosses over on Gigo, takes the bump. Couldn't finish it on his way, though. Smith grabs the rebound as it falls out onto the right wing. Skip pass left side. Here's Shull on a deep three. That rattles in. Andrew Shull with his 5th three-pointer of the game cuts the deficit back to 20, 72-52. Inbound deep corner on the right side for Young. He skips it out to Wirtz at midcourt. 2-on-1 the other way. Alley-oop. Gigo slams it. Boubacar Gigo rises up to put it down. 11 minutes to play. Concord trying to take the momentum out of West Virginia State's sails. Wilkes with a behind-the-back dribble out on the left wing. Picks it up at the elbow. Back to Shull. 1 dribble. Straightaway 3. Another! He's got 6 from behind the arc. Andrew Shull, the season high, 22 points. Trying to will West Virginia State back into it. 10:38 to play. It's 74-55 Concord, and now Xavier McCall is going to throw that pass away back to West Virginia State, trying to break the pressure and whipped it into the Concord bench. Smith checks out for West Virginia State, and it's going to bring... Excuse me, he did not check out of the game. He just went to get a drink from the bench during the stoppage. Lambert back in for Concord, along with Hanna and Gilbert. West Virginia State goes into the high post for Subject. Deep left corner for Smith. He jab steps, driving on Gilbert, middle of the lane. Out to Uth Smith for a catch-and-shoot right wing 3. Missed it off the back of the rim. Gilbert towers up for the rebound. Outlet up to Rickard's right side. Extra pass into the corner for Hanna. Back out to Rickard's right of the circle. Gets a screen from Gilbert. Goes the other way, working to his right. And shovels a pass to the big man straight away. Now to Lambert left of the circle. Crosses over to his left hand. Hands it off for Hanna, driving to the free throw line. Turns his back to the basket. Picks it up. Out to Gilbert. Right wing 3. Catch and shoot. That just rattles out. Rebounded on the left side by Shull. He'll grab and go for West Virginia State. Under 10 minutes to play. Up to Wilkes on the right wing. 1 dribble. A step back 3 with a hand in his face. Off back iron. Rebound falls down to Hanna. Uth Smith tried to take it away from him, but Hanna will bring it out the other way and drop it off for Lambert to set the offense. 9:40 to go. Concord ahead of West Virginia State, 74-55. Gigo gets it in the high post. Shot fake on Subject. Bounces it down low for Gilbert. Size advantage on Smith. Easy turn to the hoop. Takes the hit. Lays it in. He'll get a free throw. Craig Gilbert with a mismatch inside. Identified it immediately. Sealed up on Smith, and there was nothing the smaller defender could do. He just took it up over him. Took the hack on the arm and will get a free throw after the timeout. 9:28 to play in the game. It's Concord ahead of West Virginia State, 76-55. This is Yellow Jacket basketball on 107.3 The Beat.
Have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty,
you study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Player of the Year award, Gilbert tonight with 17 points on 7 of 9 shooting. He's 3 for 5 from 3 as well. Season averages 18.6 rebounds, 2 blocks per game. And the most impressive thing about the big man is his ability to shoot it from the outside. Now with 3 3-pointers tonight, less than 6 full games for 6'8" Craig Gilbert. He has hit 16 3-pointers and is shooting better than 50% from behind the arc. Out of the timeout, he's at the free throw line. West Virginia State goes with Hassan Belkadar back into the game with 4 fouls. Norris Bourne returns as well. Ishmael Smith, Andrew Shull, and Jalen Subject, the other 3 for Brian Poore. Concord with Gilbert, Anthony Hanna, Boubacar Gigo, Cole Lambert, and Josiah Rickards. Gilbert couldn't hit the free throw. It's rebounded by Belkadar, and Shull will trot across midcourt with it. Gets a screen working to his left, brings it back between the rings, and kicks it left side for Subject. Thought about the three, instead will drive to the free throw line on Gigo. Hand it off for Shull. Catch and shoot straight away three. He's got another of them. 7 3-pointers tonight for Andrew Shull. He is 7 of 9 from behind the three-point line. He's got 25 points. Gilbert breaks the half-court pressure, throws it into the right side corner for Gigo. Back out high for Lambert. 76-58 is the lead for Concord over West Virginia State. 8:50 to play in the game. Lambert picked it up between the circles, gets it to Gilbert over on the right side, into the high post for Hanna. Jab steps, driving with the left hand, turned away by Subject, goes to a fall-away jumper, missed off the back of the rim, rebound Ishmael Smith. 8.5 minutes to go, he pushes across midcourt. Smith whips it up left side corner, here's Shull, another three, he's got 8! Andrew Smith with 28 points. 8 3-pointers, West Virginia State back within 15, 76-51. Gilbert trying to stop the run, spins into the lane, rises up and flushes it with both hands. My goodness, is he impressive. 78-61. Belkadar gets it right of the circle, back to Smith out high. He directs traffic, guarded by Hanna. Belkadar flashes into the high post, now will screen for Shull, dribbles into a handoff. Shull back to the top of the key, kicked out Subject, right side corner, driving with the left hand, shot rejected by Gigo. It falls back to Smith, back on the baseline, kicked out to Belkadar. 2 dribbles down to the corner, takes the three over Gilbert and hits it. Hassan Belkadar answers with a triple. They'll call that a long two, said his foot was on the line. 78-63. 7:35 to go. Lambert, long pass up the floor over Rickard's head out of bounds. Energy coming here from West Virginia State. Still a pretty tough hill to climb, but there's some energy from this West Virginia State sideline. Andrew Shull leading the way with 28 points. He's knocked down 8 3-pointers. He works it across midcourt, gets a screen from Wirtz. Kicks it over left wing to Smith. Back out high for Shull. Looking in the high post for Subject. The pass deflected. He tracks it down back between the circles. Kicked left wing for Smith. Subject sets him a screen. Smith working to his right on Gilbert. Crosses over to his right hand. Now into the high post. Had it poked free by Hanna. It's loose on the floor. Smith dives for it. He picks it up down in the corner. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Skip pass right side to Belkadar. Extra pass out to the wing. Bourne for three. It's off the rim. It'll go out of bounds. And Craig Gilbert, as he dove for that ball, looked like he took a shot in the face and is holding his nose. Going to get a look at it on the screen here in the arena. And doesn't look like he's busted open, but he is in a lot of discomfort. Training staff out for West Virginia State to attend to the leading scorer here for Concord. And a guy that plays as hard as Craig Gilbert, plays with as much intensity as Craig Gilbert, you know he's going to stick his nose into the fire there, no pun intended. And he did take a shot in the face. He's going to be helped off the court, walks off under his own power now. Caleb Curtis, West Virginia State's Director of Sports Medicine, helping him up along with Concord head coach Todd May. They're going to send Rickards back into the game to replace him. And he's clearly still shaken up a bit. And it looks like there is some blood coming from the nose, so they're going to work on getting that stopped before he can head back into the game. So 78-63 is the lead for Concord. West Virginia State has brought a little bit of energy here in the second half after going down by 20 plus, powered by Andrew Shull. 28 points for him. He's knocked down 8 3-pointers. 7 minutes to go. The inbound comes to Micah Young, who's checked back in for Concord. And now a steal at midcourt, taken away by Belkadar. Throws it out high to Shull, back to Belkadar, right wing. He dribbles it between the circles. Belkadar goes between his legs, 20 on the shot clock, spins into the high post. Ball poked free, stolen by Young. Back comes Concord, 3-on-1. Young takes it to the hoop himself and lays it in. Shull up the left side of the floor with a quick pass to Smith. He splits 2 defenders, had it poked loose. Stolen by Rickards. He takes it the other way, all the way to the hoop, lays it in on the right side. And the lead, just like that, is back to 19, 82-63. Coming up on 6 minutes to play, Shull works it over midcourt, got into Young's body, takes the bump. And it's going to be a foul against Micah Young. 22 on the shot clock for West Virginia State with 6:16 to play. For those wondering at home, 8 3-pointers for Andrew Shull is tied for 5th in program history. Glenn Abram holds the record with 12 back in 2021. Norris Bourne with it out high, swings it left side to Belkadar. Shull pops back out and gets it, 10 on the shot clock. He rips through, working to the right side, all the way down the lane, draws an extra defender, kicks it out left corner, Subject for 3, rattles around, no. Offensive rebound, Belkadar can't put it back in. It falls to Bourne. He lays it up in traffic, takes the foul and scores. 3-point play coming here for Norris Bourne. Has seen his minutes grow over the last couple of games. Again, West Virginia State without Tyree Davis for the second straight contest tonight. And Bourne has made the most of it. Played good defense Saturday against Bluefield State. Knocked down a couple shots. He hit a 3 in the first half of this game. Has gotten a couple offensive rebounds, and now he completes the 3-point play. 82-66, the lead for Concord with 5:50 to go. Wirtz negotiating the 2-2-1 pressure. Bourne got a hand on the pass, couldn't come up with it. Hanna takes it the other way for Concord. Up to Young, now back between the circles. It goes to Wirtz. 5:40 to go, down to 15 on the shot clock as he sets up in the center jump circle. Wirtz one-hands a pass onto the wing right side for Young. Sizing up Norris Bourne, puts down a left-hand dribble. Goes between his legs to his right, steps back behind the three-point line. Now gives it up to Hanna, who turns the corner on Shull. His shot rejected at the rim by Belkadar, but Gigo is there to tip it in, and we'll get a timeout called by Todd May with 5:21 to go. That should take us to our final media timeout. And that is exactly what it's going to do. 5:21 left in the game. Concord leads West Virginia State 84-66. This is Yellow Jacket basketball on 107.3 The Beat.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has been rooted in your community and the state of West Virginia, a steady part of your family and your business. We're here for you with health services designed to manage and improve your well-being. The health plan is powered by a team of dedicated healthcare professionals and trusted local partners, because your health deserves more than just coverage. It deserves commitment. The health plan, here for you.
84-66 is our score. 5:21 to go between the Mountain Lions and the West Virginia State Yellow Jackets. Andrew Shull coming alive for West Virginia State. Brought the Yellow Jackets back within 15. He's got 28 points and has knocked down 8 3-pointers. His 28 is the most of the season for him. And right up there with Ishmael Smith for the top performances this season. Like I said before the last break, you look at the all-time record for 3-pointers in a game by a West Virginia State player. That was Glenn Abram back in 2021. He hit 12 threes against West Virginia Wesleyan. That's also the game where he set the program record for points in a game with 47. Shull not quite there yet, and he's only got 5 minutes to try to chip into that number. He has the ball at the top of the key. Guarded by Gilbert, crosses over to his left hand, working down towards the wing. Kick back out for Belkadar. He'll take the 3, off the nose of the rim, rebounded underneath by Kamani Wirtz. And he comes the other way for Concord. Slows the pace, brings it across midcourt. Todd May wants his team to settle down a bit and run some time off the clock. Under 5 minutes to go. Gigo comes out to set the screen from Wirtz. He's double-teamed by Subject and Bourne. Works it down onto the left wing. Shovels a pass out high to Gilbert. Around to Young on the right wing. Fakes a pass. Now drives to the free throw line. Spinning to his left hand. Steps back at the elbow and gives it up for Rickards on the right side. Guarded by Subject. Crosses over right hand. Takes it to the hoop. That won't go. Rebound Gigo underneath. Can't stick it in over Belkadar, who grabs the rebound for West Virginia State. 4.5 minutes left. It's thrown up the floor left side to Smith. Belkadar comes to set him a screen. They go pick and roll. Lobbed underneath. Belkadar lays it in for an easy 2. 16-point game, 84-68. 4:10 left in the game. West Virginia State still with its full court pressure. It's lobbed over the top, down onto the right wing for Young. Back to Wirtz straight away. Smith steps out to guard him. Gilbert coming to set him a screen. He gets it, crosses over to his left, Wirtz down into the lane. Double clutches, can't put it up and in, but Gigo is there to tip the rebound home. Boubacar Gigo with another double-double. 16 points and 12 rebounds for the nation's top rebounder. Back comes Andrew Shull with a hand in his face. He swished the right wing 3. 9 3-pointers for Andrew Shull tonight. He's got 31 points, and he is now tied for the third most 3-pointers in a game by a West Virginia State player. Quick pass up the left side against the pressure as Rickards brings it up, lobs it for Gigo, put it too high. The big man still pulled it down and lays it in. 3:25 to go, 88-71. Concord ahead of West Virginia State. Shull to the top of the key, guarded by Gilbert. Crosses over left hand, hesitates, gives it up for Belkadar. He brings it into the free throw line, spins back to his right hand, stops on the elbow, tries to dump it inside for Smith. He's got it down on the right block, driving on Wirtz, and a bump foul called on the floor. The 6th team foul on Concord, so it'll still be a baseline inbound for the Yellow Jackets. Bourne will throw it in. Lobs it onto the right wing for Subject. He dribbles, hands it off for Shull between the circles. One dribble, takes a 3 with Gilbert's hand in his face. Missed that one on the left side. Rebounded underneath by Gigo. Outlet right side, it comes to Young. He pushes into the front court, traverses the floor over to the left wing. Crosses over down the baseline on Bourne. Dished inside to a cutting Rickards, who couldn't put it in, but Gigo's there to tip it in again. Boubacar Gigo, another big night for Concord. 90-71 the lead. Lobbed onto the left side wing for Smith. Foul line extended. He jab steps on his defender. Backs in against Young. Stops in the lane. Tries to throw it underneath for Belkadar. Pass deflected. Big man got it back and laid it in. 2:30 left in the game. 17-point lead for Concord. 90-73. Wirtz breaks the pressure over the halfway line. Guarded tightly by Shull just inside midcourt. Right hand dribble, working into the top of the key, gets a screen from Gigo, pulls it back out, gives it up right of the circle for Young. Micah Young, guarded by Belkadar, crosses over, left hand, burst of speed into the lane, takes the bump, he'll get a couple free throws. And Belkadar is fouled out of the game. Team foul number 9 against West Virginia State. Belkadar is going to have to come out. 2:03 left in the game. Lokai Uth Smith will be called upon to replace him. Gilbert, Gigo, Young, Wirtz, and Rickards for Concord. Subject, Shull, Smith, Uth Smith, and Bourne for West Virginia State. First free throw in for Micah Young. Nice night for the freshman, who's continuing to play his way into bigger minutes for Concord, now with 11 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Second shot for the lefty, good as well. Anthony Hanna will check in for Concord to replace Josiah Rickards. Gigo now up to a team-high 20 points for Concord, by the way. 20 points, 14 rebounds. Gilbert right behind with 19, 18 for Hanna, now 12 for Young. Smith brings it up for West Virginia State, gives it to Subject. He attacks on Gigo, driving into the lane, gets around him and lays it in with the left hand. Jalen Subject getting aggressive, his 6th point. 1:45 to go in the game, 92-75. Ball thrown middle of the floor to Gilbert. Brings it over midcourt, kicked into this corner on the right side for Hanna, now back out high for Wirtz. 90 seconds left in the game. Concord looking to close it out and earn its first conference win of the season. Wirtz, burst of speed, crosses over, kicked out, right side corner. Gilbert for 3, got another. 4th three-pointer for Craig Gilbert. 1:23 to play, a 20-point lead for Concord, 95-75. Ishmael Smith jogs it over midcourt, left wing to Shull. Guarded by Gilbert. He's going to take the three anyway. Missed everything. Rebound for Gigo, who's up to 20 points and 15 rebounds. 1 minute, 5 seconds left. And it looks like Concord's going to clear the bench as Young gets a screen out high from Gilbert, guarded by Bourne. Crosses over right hand, got around his defender, scoops it high off the glass and kisses it in. And wholesale changes coming here for Concord. Brandon Isaac checking into the game, along with Riley Clevenger, Eldon Terry, Corey Shoemate, and Sam Booth. All reserves here for Concord. 45 seconds to go in the game. Smith, step back three, straight on. Missed off the back of the rim, rebounded by Booth for Concord. He quickly comes into the front court. Euro steps in the lane against Smith, tries to put it high off the glass. It won't go. Rebound tipped out of Bourne's hands, out of play. 35 seconds left in the game. Nice move to the hoop there from Sam Booth, the sophomore from Pipestem, West Virginia. It's Shoemate to throw it in baseline right. Out onto the right wing for Booth. He's going to take a catch and shoot three off the front of the rim, rebounded by Bourne. 30 seconds to play. West Virginia State trails 97-75. Bourne on the attack, stripped of the ball, out of bounds, back to Concord. Clevenger came in and got a hand on the ball. It went off of Bourne's leg, and now the official on the other side's come in and said it's West Virginia State ball. Uth Smith throws it right wing to Subject. Guarded by Shoemate. He attacks with a left-hand dribble. Reach-in foul called, and Jalen Subject will go to the line for two. Shoemate, another West Virginia native, picks up the foul. Junior from Crab Orchard. And now another change. Eldon Terry will check out. John Gabbert in for the final 21 seconds of action. All West Virginians on the floor here for Concord. First shot good for Subject. Shoemate from Crab Orchard. You've got Booth from Pipestem. Gabbert from Lewisburg. Clevenger is from Diana. And Isaac is from Hinton. Rebound falls to Shoemate. 15 seconds to go. Isaac just needs to break midcourt. He throws it up the left side to Clevenger. 10 seconds left on the clock, and they're going to let him tick away. Last 5 seconds running out here inside the Walker Convocation Center as Isaac dribbles out the clock, and that'll do it. Concord knocks off West Virginia State 97-76 as the Yellow Jackets still look for their first conference win of the season. West Virginia State falls to 3-4. Concord improves to 3-3 on the season and 1-0 in the Mountain East Conference. We'll take one more break. When we return, we'll recap the action here from the Walker Convocation Center, set the stage for Saturday's game at Glenville State. This is Yellow Jacket basketball on 107.3 The Beat.
They're not the biggest, but with over 100 locations across West Virginia, chances are there's a little general store near you. With brand name gas and food you know and trust, and an assortment of snacks and comforts that make you feel at home wherever you are. So as you make your way to family dinners and football games around the fire, wherever your destination, we'll get you home for the holidays.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
It starts at State.
Your whole health is more than what's on a chart in your doctor's office. That's why WellPoint has Medicaid plans that care for the whole you, with places that unlock potential. Care that speaks your language and comes to you on your terms. Medicaid from WellPoint. Your whole health is our whole point.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General.
West Virginia State now 3-4 on the season. Concord 3-3. The Mountain Lions 1-0 in the conference. Yellow Jackets fall to 0-2 after last week's loss against Fairmont State. Take a look at the numbers for both of these teams. West Virginia State shoots 27 of 65. That's 42%. Blistering hot day from three, though. 11 of 25 from three for 44%. 11 of 15 at the free throw line. 73% for the Yellow Jackets. Concord, a great day offensively. 54% from the field. That's 36 of 67. 36% from three, 8 of 22. 81% of the line, 17 of 21. West Virginia State out-rebounded in this game 44-31. 25 points off the bench for Concord to West Virginia State's 13, and the Mountain Lions dominated the paint, doubling up West Virginia State inside the lane, 56-28. The Mountain Lions also got 22 points on the fast break to West Virginia State's 7. Look at the individual numbers for both teams. First, Concord led by Craig Gilbert, 22 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists for the top scorer for the Mountain Lions. Joined in double figures by Boubacar Gigo, another great game for the big man. 20 points, 15 rebounds. Both of those guys, 9 of 11 shooting from the field. Gilbert was 4 of 6 from 3 as well. And Gigo matches his season rebounding average, which is tops in the nation. Also in double figures, Anthony Hanna with 18 points, 10 for Josiah Rickards and 14 for Micah Young. 14 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists for the true freshman. 7 points as well in the game for Kamani Wirtz and 4 for Eldon Terry, 2 for Cole Lambert on the Concord side. For West Virginia State, Andrew Shull with a spectacular night that'll be overshadowed by the loss. 31 points on 11 of 18 shooting. His 9 made three-pointers, good enough to tie for the third most in program history. He was joined in double figures by Ishmael Smith, who had 17 points and 5 assists. 8 points for Amaric Toussaint to go with 7 rebounds. 7 points for Jalen Subject, 6 for Hassan Belkadar, and 1 point on a single free throw for West Virginia State's Trey Harris. Coming up this weekend for West Virginia State, it is a trip to Glenville State as the Yellow Jackets still look for that first conference win of the season, taking on the Pioneers. And we will have women's basketball on the air for the first time here on 107.3 The Beat this season as West Virginia State goes to Glenville State. The women's basketball game scheduled to tip off at 2 o'clock. The men's game expected to follow at 4. That's coming up this Saturday here on 107.3 The Beat, your home for Yellow Jacket basketball all season long. But that will do it for us here inside the Walker Convocation Center. For Antoine Woods at the controls back in Charleston, I am Daniel Woods repeating your final score. Concord 97, West Virginia State 76. This has been a presentation of West Virginia State Yellow Jacket basketball on 107.3 The Beat.